Hello everybody, I'm the Mr. C and this is my One Wheel Crisis.
Hello everybody. So I'm finally calling it. I'm not going to make it as a YouTuber. It started out as an experiment to show my son everything involved in becoming a YouTuber, and he very quickly lost interest. I ran with it anyway because I liked all the statistics at first. And if you knew me, you would understand how far outside of my comfort zone doing this whole YouTube thing is. So, I've decided I'm just going to make the videos I want. I love facts and especially love to share facts with others. But in this day and age of rampant mansplaining, I must be careful. So, the premise of the following video is 25 minutes of random facts on the beast. Most of them in no way related to the one wheel. And if there's more than one of these, I'm going to call them the Fact Totem. Yes, I know. And I don't care. Here we go. It is impossible for most people to lick their elbow. Give it a try. A crocodile cannot stick its tongue out. A shrimp's heart is in its head. It is physically impossible for pigs to look up into the sky. The sixth sheep's sick is believed to be the toughest tongue twister in the English language. If you sneeze too hard, you could crack a rib. Wearing headphones for just an hour could increase bacteria in your ear by 700 times. In the course of an average lifetime while sleeping, most people eat around 70 assorted insects and 10 spiders or more. Some lipsticks contain fish scales. Cat urine glows under a black light. Like fingernails, everyone's tongue print is different. Rubber bands last longer when refrigerated. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. When typing correctly, the average person's left hand does 56% of the typing. Hunting and pecking doesn't count. A shark is the only known fish that can blink with both eyes. Dreamt is the only English word which ends in the letters MT. Almonds are a member of the peach family. Maine is the only state that has a one-syllable name. There are only 4 words in the English language which end with DOUS: tremendous, horrendous, stupendous, and hazardous. Los Angeles' full name is El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles de Porciuncula. A cat has 32 muscles in each ear. An ostrich's eye is bigger than its brain. Tigers have striped skin, not just striped fur. In many advertisements, the time displayed on a watch is 10:10. The characters Bert and Ernie on Sesame Street were actually named after Bert the cop and Ernie the taxi driver in Frank Capra's It's a Wonderful Life. A dime has 118 ridges around its edge. The giant squid has the largest eye in the world. Most people fall asleep within 7 minutes. Stewardess is the longest word that can be typed on the left hand. The Grand Theft Auto franchise has lawsuits that total over $1 billion. Raiden was the first Pokemon ever created. The dot over the small letter I is called a tittle. Soccer balls were once used for playing basketball. Japan has the highest number of vending machines in the world. The scientific term for brain freeze is phenylpalatine ganglioneuralgia. The only letter that doesn't appear in the periodic table is J. The 10 highest mountain summits in the United States are all located in Alaska. Nintendo trademarked the phrase, "It's on like Donkey Kong," in 2010. A single strand of spaghetti is called a spaghetto. To leave a party without telling one in English is called a French exit. In French, it's called a partir à l'anglaise, which means to leave like the English. It is illegal to cut down a cactus in Arizona. The first movie ever to put out a motion picture soundtrack was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Astronaut is a compound word derived from two ancient Greek words, astro meaning star and naut meaning sailor, so an astronaut is literally a star sailor. The flashes of colored light you see when you rub your eyes are called phosphenes. Iceland has no railway system. The tongue is the only muscle in one's body that is attached from one end. There are more Lego figurines than there are people on Earth. The Bagheera kaplingi spider was discovered in the 1800s and is the only species of spider that is classified as vegetarian. Elvis was originally blonde. He started coloring his hair black for a darker, edgier look. German chocolate cake is named after an American baker by the name of Samuel German. An Italian baker, Gilberto Baschiera, is considered a modern-day Robin Hood. Over the course of 7 years, he secretly diverted €1 million to poorer clients from the wealthy ones so that they could qualify for loans. He made no profit and avoided jail in 2018 due to a plea bargain. Octopuses and squids have beaks. Their beaks are made of keratin, the same material bird beaks and our fingernails are made from. An estimated 50% of all gold ever mined on Earth came from a single plateau in South Africa. 75% of the world's diet is produced of 12 plants and 5 different animal species. In 2009, Stephen Hawking held a reception for time travelers but didn't publicize it till after. This way, only those who could time travel would be able to attend. Nobody else attended. Violin bows are commonly made of horsehair. Hanna-Barbera pitched the Flintstones to networks for over 8 weeks before it was finally picked up. It became the first ever animated show to air during prime time. Standing around burns calories. On average, a 150-pound person burns 114 calories per hour while standing around doing nothing. Although GPS is free for the world to use, it costs $2 million per day to operate. The money comes from the American taxes revenue. In World War II, Germany tried to collapse the British economy by dropping millions of counterfeit bills over London. The color red doesn't really make bulls angry. They're colorblind. The muleta is red to hide the bull's blood splatters. In 2007, Scotland spent £125,000 devising a new national slogan. The winning entry was, "Welcome to Scotland." A wildlife technician, Richard Thomas, took the famous tongue twister "How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?" and calculated a rough estimate of what the answer would actually be. It came out to be about 700 pounds. In 1994, the company that had the patent on GIFs try to charge a fee for using GIFs. The PNG was invented as an alternative, and the company backed down. China is spending $3 billion to build panda-shaped solar farms in order to get more young people interested in renewable energy. Mercury and Venus are the only two planets in our solar system that don't have moons. The average American child is given $3.70 per tooth that falls out. To properly write adjectives in order, you would list them by amount, value, size, temperature, age, shape, color, origin, and material. The world's first motel is in San Luis Obispo, which was built in 1925, and when opened it cost $1.25 for a 2-room bungalow with a kitchen and a private adjoining garage. I Will Always Love You was originally written and recorded in 1973 by Dolly Parton. It was written as a farewell to her mentor for several years. Llamas can be used as guards against coyote attacks on sheep herds. Studies have proven that just one guard llama is an effective protector and can even kill attacking coyotes. The unique smell of rain actually comes from plant oils, bacteria, and ozone. If you heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. The oldest unopened bottle of wine was found in a Roman tomb that is over 1,650 years old. Chicken Run is the highest grossing stop-motion animated film ever, even beating The Nightmare Before Christmas. More tornadoes occur in the United Kingdom per square mile than in any other country in the world. Times Square was originally called Longacre Square until it was renamed in 1904 after the New York Times moved its headquarters to the newly built Times Building. The world's trade centers was built to be 1,776 feet tall on purpose to reference the year the Declaration of Independence was signed. The word kimono literally means thing to wear. Ki is wear, mono is thing. There is a statue of Tesla in Silicon Valley that radiates free Wi-Fi. It snows metal on the planet Venus, and there are two types, galena and bismuthinite. Tic Tacs got their names from the sound they make when they're being tossed around inside of their container. By the time they have been retired for 2 years, 78% of former NFL players have gone bankrupt or are under financial stress because of joblessness or divorce. Norway has a 25-year statute of limitation on murder. Both of the drummers for Queen and Duran Duran were named Roger Taylor. Over 290 people have died climbing Mount Everest since 1922. A bolt of lightning can reach 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun, which is only 10,340 degrees Fahrenheit. 4 of the top 7 highest grossing films of all times were released in 2015. The Avengers Age of Ultron, Furious 7, Jurassic World, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Tsundoku is a Japanese word for the habit of buying too many books and letting them pile up in your house and never reading them. Chewing gum boosts mental proficiency and is considered to be better test aid than caffeine, but nobody knows why. Even though Irish is the official language of Ireland, Polish is more widely spoken. The average household income of the top 1% in the United States is $1,260,508 per year. Game-related accidents increased 26.5% during the first 5 months of Pokemon Go when it was released. This included 2 deaths and $25.5 million in property damage. The line "born and raised in South Detroit" in Journey's "Don't Stop Believin'" actually refers to Canada, not Michigan. Mount Rushmore cost less than $1 million to construct. It took 14 years to build from 1927 to 1941 and took over 400 workers. On average, 46.1% of Americans have less than $10,000 in assets when they die. While shedding, geckos will eat their skin in order to prevent predators from finding and eating them more easily. Bees actually do have knees. The expression comes from the fact that they store large buildups of pollen in their hairy baskets on their knees. Between North and South Korea lies 155 miles of no man's land, where hundreds of rare animal species thrive. Polar bears often hunt walruses by simply charging a group of them and eating the ones that were crushed or wounded in the mass panic to escape. Direct attacks are rare. Adult cats only meow at humans, not at other cats. Kittens meow to their mother, but once they get older, cats no longer meow to other cats. Video games have been found to be more effective at battling depression than therapy. Webster's dictionary accidentally had a word that doesn't exist in it for 5 years. The day after Thanksgiving is called Brown Friday by plumbers in America because it is the busiest day of the year. The tallest mountain in our solar system is the Olympus Mons, which is 3 times larger than Mount Everest. In 2017, Adidas sold over 1 million pairs of shoes made from recycled oceans plastics. Each pair takes 11 bottles to make. The British pound is the world's oldest currency, still in use at 1,200 years old. The world's smallest mammal, a bumblebee bat, weighs about the same as a US dime. And finally, English is not native to the British Isles. It was brought to Britain in the mid-5th and 7th century by the German, Danish, and Dutch settlers. So, what'd you think? How many did you already know? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, especially if you have any facts that you'd like to share. If the weather keeps up, I'll be out a lot more on the beast, and more videos will follow. I was hoping to go to Japan this year around my birthday, especially now that the restrictions have been lifted. I can't take the beast with me if I go, or at least it's problematic enough that I would not want to deal with it. But apparently, there are ways to rent one-wheels whilst in Japan. I really want to ride along the Kamo River and through what's left of Akihabara at night, and several other places. I have 1 month left to decide. Well, that's it for me. Remember, the best way to support myself and the beast is by liking, subscribing, and sharing me around to everyone within earshot. Thanks for spending the time and taking the ride. We'll see you next time.